Hey there, Lumio lovers. Welcome back to another Lumio live stream. We are your hosts. My name is Lois, and I have Mish here as well. Today, we are talking about the amazing resources that are available to you in the Lumio Library. We all know that making things accessible is super important. Correct curriculum accessibility involves designing materials and assessments that are catering to diverse learning styles and needs. And Lumio shines in incorporating inclusive teaching practices. Wouldn't you agree, Mish?
Oh, yeah, for sure. All right, let's get started. So, before we start here, is anyone here like me super guilty of spending their entire paycheck on Teachers Pay Teachers? Because certainly I would say that a much bigger fraction that I'd like to admit was spent on there. So, for those of you that are maybe new to exploring Lumio, and I'm going to pop out of here and show you all this magic right here in the top of my screen, that third button that says Lumio Library. I like to call this my free Teachers Pay Teachers. So in here, you'll find hundreds of pre-made beautiful resources to use with your students. So you just come on in here, look at all these different categories, graphic organizers, primary and secondary math, STEAM, coding. There's so many different things here with phonics and Epic. We also partner with different other platforms to make content on here, and all of it is totally free. Whatever subscription you have to Lumio, you are able to access the Lumio library. And so once you're in the Lumio library, and I'm going to come up here, and we've got this featured section that gets updated very often based on different holidays or seasons that are coming up, anything of the sort. And when you find something that you like, for me, I really liked this fall reading fun document here. What you can do in the Lumio library is you actually get the ability to preview the entire document. You're not really limited to just seeing that first page. So you really get the opportunity to scroll through all of the pages here. I really like that it introduces us how to use Immersive Reader, which is a really great tool to use for accessibility that we'll touch on in a second here. But if I find a resource that I really like, I can hit this Save to My Library button, and this entire file becomes mine. It'll now be here in my library. And what's really neat is once it's in your library, you're able to totally customize it. So you can change up the text, you can add in features. There's so many different things that you can do because it fully becomes your own copy. It's not a locked up screen. So just to save time, I went ahead before and already added this to my library, and I brought it into our document here because I really liked this document that was created with a fall themed passage. So it gives you instructions on how to use Immersive Reader. So for the passage itself, my students will get that accessibility feature of being able to customize the text, the color of the screen, and really be able to have the text read to them in a different language if they need. You can find in our Lumio pretty deep into how to use Immersive Reader. But now when my students get to this question part, I'm wanting to add in a few more things here for them to be able to access this part of the assignment. So I can go here to add instructional audio, which will help me to record instructions for the whole page. But going back to what we talked about at our last Lumio Live is also being able to add in some audio. So if I click in my audio here, my gallery, click on this microphone, I can record myself. And maybe what I'll do is that gradual release of instructions for my students. So I'll add in a recording of myself to each of these questions. And now for my students, what they can do once they're in this document, instead of having to type their responses, let me come back here in student mode. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. It's loading. Do, do, do. They'll be able to also record themselves as a form of response because maybe my students just are not yet ready to be able to type out their responses. So just like I had clicked on my gallery, they'll be able to click on theirs right here, hit on that microphone, and then they can record themselves answering the question. So they'll go through Immersive Reader, be able to have all that text read to them with all their customizations. I'll have a recording of myself with reading what happens to the leaves in fall. And then they have the opportunity to either type their response, bring in an image, or now they can also record themselves giving their thoughts as well. What you think about that, Lois?
I mean, I think it's so exciting. And, I was just speaking with a technology director the other day, and he was telling me, like teachers just don't have time to create all the things. And I was like, yeah, you really need to show them the Lumio library because there's so many different options available. And they don't have to start from scratch because we have a lot of really great content that's built in there.
Absolutely. My prep periods were so busy. Like I was running around making copies, having a snack, or checking on a different student, having a meeting. So being able to just come to a Lumio library, even if I only need one page to just supplement something that I already have, saves so much time just being able to bring these into my lessons.
Absolutely.
And I think, Lois, you also had something that you found in the Lumio library. I also went ahead and brought this in here already. If you want to talk to the resource that you found.
Yeah, so I love our partnership with Persona Education. I think that it's really great. I found, well, this is page 9 from Managing Conflict, which is a lesson activity that you can find in the Lumio library. But one of the things we talked about instructional audio, which is so important. I was just talking to a math teacher, and he was telling me that he really loves the idea of students being able to add audio to explain their reasoning on how they did their math problem, right? Because that would help him show them where maybe there was a wrong turn. Never a math teacher, but I really love this because I was able to translate the bottom of this page in Spanish. And so here on the border, we have a lot of families that speak 2 languages, but some family members only speak one, English or Spanish, right? So adding some context to where a parent or a grandparent can help their student with their homework is really great too. One of the other things that I really love about this is you have your toolbar there on the left-hand side, and you can actually highlight words as you go or highlight words that you don't know what they mean, right? And this is something that teachers can do and students can do to kind of keep students actively engaged in the content.
I love that. This is such a great resource. And again, just being able to also add in the language support as well. So maybe all you need to add to this page is a recording of you just reading it in a different language or offering instructions in a different language. There's so many little things you can add to make just this one singular page more accessible to your students' needs, whether it's with reading support, language support, accessibility. There's just so many different ways we can do that. We can even go in and we can add in manipulatives. If it was that math problem, like you were talking to that math teacher, just going in and grabbing one of our little stickers, adding it to the page, and then making it infinitely cloned. And then you've got a little math manipulative ready to go.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I really loved about this managing conflict lesson that's in the Lumio library is it really spaces in some game-based activities at the same time. So fill in the blanks, it's a really great way to have students work with the content in a different way.
And just to show you all where we grabbed this from is when you're logged into Lumio, that third button right here, Lumio Library, come in here. I do encourage you this week, just spend 5 to 10 minutes scrolling through here, save some things to your library. Remember that you're not totally locked into the whole document. You can use just a page, or if you like a page and you like the content, but not the colors, or you like the colors and not the content, you can fully customize it to be your own. So you scroll through here. I'm going to quickly point out where Lois found hers. Here's this life skills section, and that is our partnership with Persona. There's so many other things on here. We've got ClickView partnership. If we've got any music teachers in here, we partner with Flat for Education. We've got one with, yeah.
The ClickView, have you seen that there is a dragon meditation there?
Oh my goodness, no, but I have to
I
go
just
find it
saw it
later.
today. I have saved it to my library, and I am going to be meditating and breathing like a dragon later.
I love that for you. You'll have to report back.
Will do.
Awesome. Well, as we get ready to close out here for today, I want to remind everyone that It is. We've got a few days left of our September Lumio Challenge. So, as we talk about different ways that we can make learning more accessible, specifically with Lumio, don't forget to snap a picture of how you're using Lumio to do that in your classroom and post it across any social media platform: Twitter, Instagram, our Facebook group, Lumio Educators, even LinkedIn. And then drop the hashtag Lumio Challenge, and you'll get entered to win a gift card at the end of the month. We have a different Lumio Challenge every single month. And for this month, we're really focusing on how you can use Lumio to make your learning more accessible. So we showed you a few different ways today. We showed you earlier in the month as well. There's just so many ways to do it, and we love to see how you're doing it in your classroom.
Yeah, and if you would like to dive a little bit deeper into learning about Lumio, you can always register for our future webinars, which I absolutely love. And I love registering because something always comes up, but I get to receive the recording when I can't do it live. You can always go to go.smarttech2ts.com/GoLumio and see what all the buzz is about.
There's so many different webinars coming up. Tomorrow, there's one on math. So any of my math teachers, definitely come hang out with us tomorrow. I'm definitely going to be watching because there's so much I could refresh my brain on here, my primary level brain. And then last but not least, for any of our friends here that are smartboard users, we also have a smartboard challenge going on right now. So it's our inclusive classroom challenge. So we're looking to see how you're using your smartboard to help your students feel included in the classroom. So here's some instructions on the screen here. So we just need a video that's a max of 3 minutes or an audio recording. And we'd love to hear how you are making learning inclusive in your classroom. And then you'll also get entered to win a gift card here. So potentially you could win 2 gift cards by the end of the month. Who knows?
I mean, who doesn't need gift cards, right?
I mean, it helps.
It does. And I believe that we just have about a week left of our classroom makeover contest too, right? So many things that you can participate with us at Smart and Lumio. And we look forward to seeing how you make your classroom more accessible. I love that we want to know, like, where were those aha moments? Those just melt my heart. So I'm really looking forward to hearing what teachers have to say.
Me too. Well, thanks everyone so much for being here.